Masada, should you go to Israel's most dramatic ancient fortress. Masada is a massive rock plateau rising 1,300 feet above the Judean desert in Israel. On top of that plateau sits the ruins of an ancient fortress and the site of one of history's most dramatic last stands. Nearly 1 million tourists visit every year. But should you go? Let's find out. First, the history, because Masada isn't just another ruin. This is where 960 Jewish rebels held out against the entire Roman army for 3 years. It's where archaeology meets tragedy, and it's where you can literally walk through one of the most pivotal moments in ancient Jewish history. Around 37 BCE, King Herod the Great built a palace fortress on top of this isolated plateau. Why here? Because it was the ultimate defensive position. Sheer cliffs on all sides, miles of desert in every direction. If you wanted to build an impregnable fortress, this was the spot. Herod packed the place with luxury. He built 2 palaces, storerooms that could hold years of food and water, bathhouses with heated floors, and even a swimming pool in the middle of the desert. This wasn't just a military fortress. This was where Herod planned to hide if his enemies came for him. Fast forward to 66 CE. The Jewish people revolt against Roman occupation. A group of Jewish rebels called the Sicarii seize Masada and make it their stronghold. When the Romans crush the revolt and destroy Jerusalem in 70 CE, Masada becomes the last holdout, the last piece of Jewish resistance in the entire region. The Roman governor, Flavius Silva, arrives with the 10th Legion, about 8,000 soldiers, and surrounds the mountain. He's got orders: take Masada, eliminate the resistance, end this rebellion once and for all. But the rebels aren't coming down, and the Romans can't climb up. The cliffs are too steep, too dangerous. So Silva does something extraordinary. He builds a siege ramp. Using thousands of tons of stones and earth, the Romans construct a massive ramp up the western side of the mountain. It takes months. They use Jewish slaves to build it, knowing the rebels won't attack their own people. Slowly, relentlessly, the ramp rises toward the fortress walls. The rebels know what's coming. They can see the ramp getting closer every day. They know the Romans will breach the walls. They know what happens when Rome takes a city: enslavement, crucifixion, death. According to the Jewish historian Josephus, the rebel leader Eleazar ben Yair gathered everyone together on the final night. He gave a speech. He told them they had 2 choices: surrender and become Roman slaves, or die free. The rebels chose death. 960 people, men, women, and children, died that night. They drew lots to choose 10 men who would kill everyone else. Then those 10 drew lots again, and one man killed the other 9 before taking his own life. When the Romans breached the walls the next morning, they found silence. Everyone was dead except for 2 women and 5 children who had hidden and survived to tell the story. Now here's why this matters for travelers. Masada isn't just ancient ruins. It's a symbol. For modern Israel, Masada represents the refusal to surrender, the determination to remain free. Israeli soldiers take their oath of service at Masada, declaring, "Masada shall not fall again." So should you go? Let's talk logistics. Masada is about an hour's drive from Jerusalem, 90 minutes from Tel Aviv. It's in the middle of the Judean desert near the Dead Sea, so it's brutally hot in summer. We're talking 100 degrees Fahrenheit to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're visiting between May and September, go early, like sunrise early. There are 3 ways to reach the top. The cable car is the easiest, takes about 3 minutes. The snake path is the original ancient route, a steep, winding trail that takes 45 minutes to an hour. It's a legitimate hike, and you'll feel it in the heat. Then there's the Roman ramp on the western side, which is less commonly used by tourists. Once you're at the top, you've got the entire plateau to explore. Herod's northern palace hangs off the edge of the cliff, 3 terraced levels with incredible views. The storerooms are massive, designed to hold enough supplies for years. The Roman bathhouse has intact frescoes and sophisticated engineering. You can see the water cisterns, the synagogue, and the Byzantine church built centuries later. The siege ramp is still there. You can see exactly where the Romans built it. You can stand on the western wall and look down at this massive earthwork that took months to construct and sealed the fate of everyone on top. And the view? Stunning. The Dead Sea stretches out to the east, The Judean desert in every direction. The Roman camps are still visible as stone circles dotting the base of the mountain. On a clear day, you can see Jordan across the Dead Sea. Here's what visitors need to know. Bring water, bring a hat, wear sunscreen. The desert sun is no joke. There are bathrooms and a small cafe at the top, but don't expect much. This is an archaeological site, not a theme park. Most people spend 2 to 3 hours at Masada. That's enough time to see the major sites, walk the plateau, and take in the history. If you're really into archaeology or hiking, you could spend longer. Is it worth it? If you're interested in ancient history, Jewish history, Roman military engineering, or just dramatic archaeology, yes, absolutely. Masada is one of those places where the history is tangible. You're not just reading about a siege, you're standing where it happened. You're walking through the palace where the rebels made their final stand. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the archaeological preservation is excellent. You can see Herod's frescoes, Roman-era graffiti, and the actual rooms where people lived and died 2,000 years ago. The emotional weight of the place hits differently for different people. For some, it's inspiring, a story of resistance and freedom. For others, it's tragic, 960 people choosing death over surrender. Either way, it's not a place you leave unchanged. Combine Masada with the Dead Sea. They're right next to each other. You can float in the Dead Sea in the afternoon after visiting the fortress in the morning. Add Ein Gedi, a desert oasis with waterfalls and hiking trails, and you've got a full day in the Judean desert. So should you go to Masada? If you're in Israel and you care about history, yes, it's one of the most significant archaeological sites in the country, one of the most dramatic natural settings you'll ever see, and one of those rare places where ancient history feels immediate and real. Just don't go in August at noon. Trust me on that. Have you visited Masada? What did you think? And what other ancient sites should I explore? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more videos like this, places where history comes alive, hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot more destinations to cover. See you in the next video.